headlines of VTV News. Prime Minister urges effective implementation of measures to spur socio-economic growth. Agricultural businesses promote exports from the start of the year. And later on in our world news, U.S. proposes to take over Gaza Strip.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to VTV News. I'm Lina Pham with the latest news update. State President Lương Cường met with Lạng province leaders on Wednesday to discuss key tasks for 2025. He praised the province's achievements and urged a focus on organizing party congresses at all levels ahead of the 14th National Party Congress. He stressed the importance of implementing the Politburo's direction to streamline the political system's apparatus. The state president also encouraged the province to review its goals, address bottlenecks, and develop strategies to leverage strengths like the border gate economy and tourism. He emphasized the need for smart agriculture using high technology and promoting local agricultural products. Additionally, he called for stronger cooperation with Chinese localities to create a robust economic corridor along the border. During a meeting on Wednesday, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính urged the government to continue prioritizing growth, revitalizing traditional growth drivers, fostering new ones, and accelerating public investment disbursement, especially for key transportation projects.
According to a government report, before the meeting, Vietnam's economy continued to perform well in the first month of 2025. Showing positive improvements compared to January 2024. The Consumer Price Index rose 3.63% year-on-year, industrial production grew by 0.6%, and processing and manufacturing industries up 1.6%. The country also recorded a trade surplus of $3.03 billion. FDI increased 21.8% to $3.55 billion. Outlining major tasks for the coming time, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính pointed to the need to rapidly implement key resolutions, particularly the Party Central Committee's Resolution 123, which targets at least 8% growth in 2025. He ordered further efforts to reform the institution, streamline the political system's organizational apparatus, and promote administrative reform and digital transformation.
We must immediately start production and business operations. The tasks for each quarter and each month must be completed in time so that we can accomplish our objectives by the end of the year.
The Prime Minister requested that ministries and sectors prepare thoroughly for the upcoming extraordinary National Assembly session. He also urged them to closely monitor global developments, especially emerging issues and policy adjustments by countries and major economies, to respond with timely, flexible, and effective policies.
The current global developments are very complex, and they will impact our macroeconomy and monetary and fiscal policies. Therefore, we need to prepare and respond so that we are not caught off guard or unprepared. We must maintain our momentum to continue progressing and developing.
The government leader underscored the need for greater attention to natural disaster response and climate change mitigation, as well as efforts to upgrade and replace temporary and dilapidated houses and develop social housing.
The National Assembly Standing Committee convened its 42nd session in Hanoi on Wednesday. It focused on reviewing draft laws and resolutions set for immediate issuance to facilitate the restructuring and streamlining of the government apparatus.
At the session, the National Assembly Standing Committee provided feedback on the draft laws and resolutions concerning streamlining the government apparatus and personnel within its authority. National Assembly Chair Chunt Thank Munt requested that relevant agencies complete the necessary documentation for the National Assembly's 9th Extraordinary Session, which is scheduled to take place from February 12 to 18. During the session, the National Assembly Standing Committee also gave opinions on several laws, including the Law on Government Organization Revised and the Draft Law on Local Administration Organization Revised. As for the Draft Law on Promulgation of Legal Documents Revised, the Standing Committee of the National Assembly Standing Committee highly appreciated the significant efforts made by the Ministry of Justice, the Legal Committee, and relevant agencies, as this is a very complex law. The committee welcomed the drafting agency's reduction of 101 articles in this draft. However, it also suggested that the reasons behind these changes be explained and that some other aspects be further clarified.
If this law is well implemented, it will create a breakthrough. It will lead to the enactment of other laws that we plan to introduce in the 9th and 10th sessions and throughout the 16th National Assembly's term.
The National Assembly Standing Committee also provided feedback on the draft resolution of the National Assembly on addressing issues arising from legal provisions related to restructuring the organizational apparatus.
Since the start of the Lunar New Year, hundreds of construction teams have been working urgently to speed up and complete projects. Many packages in Mekong Delta highway projects have surpassed expected progress by 3 to 8%. In particular, there is a determination to complete 33 bridges within this first quarter on the Chodok-Cần-Thơ-Sóc-Trăng Highway project, which passes through An Giang province. In Da Nang, local authorities have been closely monitoring tasks in key projects such as the Microchip Design and Artificial Intelligence Research and Training Center, the Da Nang Innovation Startup Center, the Liên Chiểu Deep Water Port project, the Mekong Delta Belt Road project, and the North-South Expressway project passing through the city. The Nhân Trạch 3 power plant, Vietnam's first LNG power plant, successfully connected to the national grid on Wednesday afternoon for a trial run. It is expected to begin commercial operations in July, while Nhân Trạch 4 will follow in October. Together, the two plants will add 9 billion kilowatts per hour of electricity annually. Located in Ong Kiao Industrial Park, Dong Nai province, the project has a capacity of 1,500 megawatts following the investment of $1.4 billion. Nearly 90% of workers have returned to Da Nang City's industrial and high-tech parks in the first working days of the Year of the Snake. The atmosphere across factories and production lines is vibrant and energetic, signaling a strong start to the year for local businesses.
Production has officially resumed at this company, with more than 300 workers returning to their posts amid an exciting atmosphere and numerous orders for the new year.
On the first working day of the year, I felt both happy and enthusiastic. The company has received many orders. It's a great start.
At this 100% South Korean invested enterprise, most workers have returned to work, maintaining the company's operations and meeting its business targets.
Most of our workforce is highly skilled, and as we prepare to launch new products, it's reassuring to see that nearly all of our workers have returned after the long holiday. We are grateful for their dedication and commitment, and we are thrilled that they have remained loyal to the company as we move forward into the new year.
To encourage workers to return to work, businesses are organizing union buses to transport employees from their hometowns back to the workplace. For those who arrive on time, businesses will offer gifts as a gesture of support. It's expected that by the 10th of the first lunar month, Da Nang's 6 industrial parks employ over 70,000 workers. This workforce plays a crucial role in the city's industrial sector and drives its economic growth and development.
The agricultural sector saw a strong growth of $60 billion last year to achieve the government goal of 8% GDP this year. The sector has been pushing export production since the beginning of the year. Notably, the sector is actively adapting to new challenges, aiming to solidify its role as the economy's backbone.
Right at the head start of the Lunar New Year, this business operates at capacity with well-stocked warehouses. Japanese customers have shown keen interest in importing more fruit and vegetables.
We have imported Vietnamese sweet potatoes and want to buy more. The Japanese market has strict pesticide requirements, especially for fruit and vegetables, where fungi are prohibited.
Beyond traditional marketplaces, Vietnam's agricultural exports strongly target halal markets, which serve 1/3 of the world's population. The sector also pushes exports to the Middle East, Africa, and Latin America niche markets. Diversifying export markets remains a key strategy to increase export value.
The agriculture sector will strengthen existing markets and actively open and sign more protocols.
However, there are challenges as rice prices have reached a 5-year low. Meanwhile, China, the US, and Europe have tightened imported fruit and vegetables regulations.
We see in surrounding countries that some producers cannot follow, and European companies cannot buy there anymore. So they are really strict. It means they stop buying from countries that cannot follow, and Vietnam can follow.
In 2023, Vietnam's agricultural exports reached a record high of $54 billion despite disrupted supply chains. In 2024, the sector reached a new milestone with $60.2 billion in exports amidst a challenging global economy. This resilience showcases the industry's ability to achieve its ambitious export target of $65 billion this year.
Coming up next, Guangnam strives to eliminate temporary houses in border areas. And tight wetland preserving a vital ecosystem.
When it comes to business, it's crucial to choose a smart location with global impact. And Vietnam might just be the location for you. Connect worldwide to advanced logistics networks. Smart hub for technology and innovation. A dynamic business ecosystem. An environment with a competitive edge.
Welcome back to VTV News. Guangnam Province has recently mobilized resources to eliminate 15,000 temporary houses. Guangnam prioritizes providing new homes for people in mountainous areas, especially in remote border regions. As a result, most households living in substandard housing in the 14 communes along the border have now received new homes.
In the days leading up to the Lunar New Year, Thien's family in Arsant commune moved into a new house, a gift from the Quang Nam Provincial Border Guard. As a low-income household, the family of 6 had previously lived in a makeshift house. Now, having this new home is a dream come true for Thien and his wife.
We are happy that the Border Guards gifted us a new home during the Lunar New Year. This is a source of great happiness for us.
During the 2025 Lunar New Year, we supported the repair of 31 temporary houses and replaced 9 dilapidated houses for people in the border areas. We are continuing to mobilize new resources for this effort.
At the beginning of 2024, Quang Nam had more than 11,000 temporary and dilapidated houses. Just over 12 months later, it has reduced this figure to a little over 5,000 temporary houses requiring to be replaced.
We now have enough resources to eliminate temporary housing. We expect to completely eradicate temporary housing by October this year.
Quang Nam has allocated more than $5 million this year to eliminate temporary houses and mobilized additional resources to strengthen housing for border area inhabitants.
With this policy, the political system in the province has united to eliminate temporary housing, with the border guard forces taking the lead.
Nearly 1,300 mangrove trees were planted at the Phie Wetland Nature Reserve in Taiping Province on Tuesday. The initiative is part of a larger effort to restore coastal ecosystems, with 10,000 trees donated to the reserve. The event marks the annual tree planting festival held in honor of President Ho Chi Minh and aligns with World Wetlands Day 2025, reinforcing commitments to environmental conservation.
These native mangrove trees are well suited to the soil, climate, and natural conditions of the Phie wetland. Once fully grown, they will play a crucial role in restoring and preserving this valuable ecosystem.
These trees not only support biodiversity conservation and carbon storage but also play a vital role in reducing greenhouse gas emissions. More importantly, they help strengthen sea dikes and breakwaters.
The Taiping Province wetland is one of Vietnam's 68 nationally and internationally significant wetlands, renowned for its rich biodiversity. Through sustainable forest planting and conservation efforts, this vital ecosystem is protected while providing local communities with a stable source of income.
By combining fishing with forest conservation, local communities have established sustainable livelihoods.
So since 2017, UNDP has already been able to regenerate around 4,000 hectares of mangrove forest, and in the coming years we also plan on an additional 1,000 hectares of mangrove forest, and that's really part of our efforts through a number of different projects to support coastal communities adapt.
Linking livelihoods with mangrove conservation is a key strategy for sustainable wetland management in many localities. The annual spring tree planting initiative not only helps restore the environment, but also ensures that communities can continue to thrive from the vital resources wetlands provided.
Đắk Nông Province now recognizes tourism as a crucial driver of economic development. To support this vision, the province has launched several coordinated initiatives. Local authorities expect these efforts to significantly boost the tourism industry soon.
Đắk Nông Province has invested in developing 44 tourist destinations. The sites fall under 3 thematic categories: Epic of Fire and Water, Symphony of the Wind, and Echoes from the Earth. Visitors can explore Southeast Asia's longest volcanic cave system while experiencing the rich cultural heritage of 40 ethnic groups.
But I've seen an awful lot of lava caves around the world. Certainly there's some very fine lava features here. Some secondary calcite decorations, some very small lava stalactites.
This is the first met such kind of indigenous people and the culture. Acrobatic, but it's very comfortable for me.
Đắk Nông has developed a list of investment projects aimed at attracting investors to the field. At the same time, the province has enhanced its partnerships to effectively implement investment incentives and support policies under Resolution 25 of the Provincial People's Council.
The province has also digitized 3D maps for its tourist resources, built an online portal, and developed tourism software to make it easier for both investors and tourists to access information.
Additionally, Đắk Nông continues to improve its tourism management system, streamlining operations to help establish tourism as a key driver of the economy.
The Longtong Festival of the Lunar New Year of the Snake 2025 took place in Hà Giang on a Wednesday morning. Many cultural activities were held at the festival, including a rice planting competition, a traditional skills competition, folk game competitions, and an ethnic costume catwalk. There was also a showcase of ethnic community culture and a display of local produce. These elements collectively helped celebrate Vietnamese culture and identity. The festival also promoted OCOP products and goods, agricultural products, local specialties, local tourism potential, and service development. The Muong ethnic group's Khai Hạ Festival in Hòa Bình province took place on Tuesday and Wednesday. Visitors were able to learn more about the culture of the Muong people, who account for 65% of the province's population.
In the early morning, thousands of local people and tourists from all over the country arrived in Phong Phu Commune, Tunt Lak district, Hòa Bình province to experience the Khai Hạ Festival. Solemn rituals such as the ceremony to worship the local god, Thank Hoang, and the National Mother Hoang's palanquin procession opened the festival. This is the largest traditional Muong folk festival in Hòa Bình. The festival's links to the fields and the forests are closely associated with wet rice agriculture.
The festival has brought about many benefits in recent years. First, it preserves the Muong ethnic culture. Second, it boosts the socio-economy, especially in the tourism industry, which promotes local beauty to domestic and international visitors.
Tourists especially enjoy the festival thanks to many appealing activities such as the Muong Gong performance, Muong ethnic costume catwalk, and ethnic sports competitions.
This allows locals to introduce folk games to visitors to the harmony of the Muong Gong. This helps promote the unique cultural aspects of our ethnic group.
This festival has been recognized as a national intangible cultural heritage and designated the province's annual traditional festival.
Coming up next in our world news, U.S. proposes to take over Gaza Strip. And the U.S. freezes foreign aid for 90 days. U.S. President Donald Trump has proposed that the U.S. take over the Gaza Strip and resettle about 2 million Palestinians currently living there to neighboring countries such as Jordan and Egypt. However, both Jordan and Egypt have rejected this proposal. Trump emphasized that this takeover would bring stability to the Middle East and did not rule out the possibility of deploying U.S. troops to support the reconstruction process. Over 20,000 U.S. federal employees plan to quit under the Trump administration's streamlining program. This initiative aims to reduce the size of the government and save the budget up to $100 billion. Employees who resign between 28th of January and the 6th of February will receive pay and benefits until 30th of September. However, public safety workers such as air traffic controllers will be exempt from the country's deferred resignation program. Australia on Tuesday banned the use of DeepSeek in federal government departments and devices in their office. Federal government departments must remove the DeepSeek app from all devices and report to the Home Affairs Department to ensure no one else can reinstall the app. Australia's Department of Home Affairs said the government acted quickly and decisively to protect national security and interests. It also said artificial intelligence was a technology with great potential, but the government would not hesitate to act when agencies identify security risks. The New South Wales state government has also banned the app, while several other states and territories are considering doing so. In addition to suspending foreign aid from the U.S. Agency for International Development, the Trump administration is considering merging the agency with the State Department. This is a part of a major reform to streamline the government and adjust spending.
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, also acting director of the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, reaffirmed that the U.S. is not completely stopping foreign aid. It is only temporarily suspended for 90 days.
Long supported foreign aid. I continue to support foreign aid, but foreign aid is not charity. It exists for the purpose of advancing the national interest of the United States. Every dollar we will spend, as long as I'm Secretary of State, and as long as President Trump is in the White House, is going to be a dollar that's advancing our national interest. And you see this here today. These are programs that work. This is the kind of foreign aid we need to do. And there are programs that we have questions about that do not further the national interest, and they should be eliminated.
USAID was created in the early 1960s to manage humanitarian aid programs around the world on behalf of the U.S. government. In fiscal year 2023, USAID provided more than $40 billion in aid to about 130 countries. The merger of a foreign aid agency into the State Department is not without precedent. Before the U.S. in 2020, then British Prime Minister Boris Johnson also merged the Department for International Development with the Foreign Office and has maintained it to this day, forming the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office.
And now let's take a look at the weather forecast. And that's it for this edition of VTV News. Thank you very much for watching. To rewatch our program, you can download VTVgo from App Store or Google Play or tune in our YouTube channel at youtube.com/VTV4Go. Goodbye for now.